In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my 3-2-1 pizza. What is 3-2-1 pizza? You're going to have to stick around to find out, because that is it, and it's amazing. You put any toppings you want on it. It's basically the foundation of this. I did this as a supreme because I can do that, because it's my pizza. Whatever you like is going to be on your pizza, but I'm going to teach you how to make my 3-2-1 pizza. It's super simple, super easy. You can do this at home, and it's going to turn out that great. I promise. Let's get started. That one. To make our 3-2-1 dough, we're going to need 300 grams of a high-protein bread flour. Double O flour will not work in a home oven at these temperatures, so bread flour is perfect. We have 200 grams of a lukewarm tap water. Filtered water is fantastic, but we also have 1 teaspoon of instant yeast, not active yeast. They are different. Put that in the mixer, get that mixed up, and as soon as it's all incorporated, start adding your water slowly to this. This is at 4 times normal speed, so we're really going pretty slow with this, trying to get it all in there slowly so it incorporates. This is going to go for a minute, make a fairly rough ball here. When this comes together like this, we're going to let this rest for 10 minutes before we proceed. Now, unfortunately, the camera did not start when I first hit it, so you missed the part where I added the 1 teaspoon of salt and the 1 teaspoon of olive oil. Mix that until it incorporates nicely, and then we start the kneading process. It should take about 5 minutes in the mixer here. This is sped up at 2 times normal speed. We're going to go to 4 times normal speed on the video here. And it's not really moving that fast. But you want to turn this up. I think it's 8 on the mixer here, and that will get a nice slapping going on of the dough, and that really kneads it and gets it really nice and smooth and wonderful. And you see we give it a nice little poke here. It's not sticky, it's bouncing back. That's perfect for us to start forming our dough ball. Now the dough ball is essential for this, really, for the final shaping of the pizza. We need to tighten the skin, we need to roll this, we need to get it in a perfect ball. This is kind of a bit of a feel thing. Your fingers are pushing on the bottom side of the ball, you're tucking it in, you're rolling it, and when it feels pretty nice, then you're just going to give it a couple of tugs like this and fold it over, quarter turn, fold it over. Do that 4 times. The dough ball gets very, very tight when you do that. And just keep rolling around, get it back into a perfect shape again. When it's getting pretty close, you can give this a little poke, see how it's doing. And then we can put the olive oil in our bowl. We're going to proof it in this bowl on the countertop, not in the refrigerator, just room temperature is fine. Put a little oil on the ball so that it doesn't form too much of a skin. Roll it around. There you go. We're going to put some cling wrap over the top of this. And again, just rest this on the counter for about 5 hours, something like that. If you find the dough has risen like mad after a few hours, you can punch this down and continue to let it rise the full 5 hours. Just set it on the counter. Now let's make some sauce. We're just going to use 1 15-ounce can of tomato sauce here. We're going to use a small can of tomato paste. We're going to put those 2 together, and then we're going to add just a couple of ingredients to this. It's fairly simple. Just use the entire can of paste with the entire can of sauce. It's the right ratio. We're going to add a teaspoon of garlic to this. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of onion to this. We're going to add a teaspoon of oregano to this. Now just mix this up. Make sure you get the paste and the sauce all mixed up really, really good. And that's basically the basis of the sauce. You want to taste this to see if it tastes good. If it's a little too sour, you can add a little bit of sugar, which I'm going to do right here. That's a teaspoon of sugar going in to make this right. We're going to stir this up again, give it one more taste, and make sure we got it just right. Now that it's been several hours, our pizza dough is risen, it's ready, it's proofed, it's done its thing, and it's amazing looking. And again, so much fun. I love doing that. It's just me. If you get a chance, try it. It's fun. Anyways, this is our dough. I punched this down about 2 hours ago. It's been 5 hours since I made the dough. I punched this down about 2 hours ago. It was really up, and now it's come back up again. That helps us build all the structures, the proteins and everything, and gives us that wonderful crust. I have a plate here, or a bowl, something like this, with some flour in it, because we are now going to shape our pizza. This is the moment it all comes down to, folks. This is where the rubber meets the road when it comes to making pizza. You can do everything right at this point, but if you don't know what you're doing here, you don't have pizza. Well, you do. It just ain't gonna be pretty. So I'm gonna teach you how to make it pretty. This is the art of pizza. Pizza is science and art. This is the art part. Okay, so we have our dough here. We greased our bowl. It's coming off nicely. It's perfect. We can just make sure it releases. It's ready to go. Okay, take our bowl, flip this upside down, and gently let it it'll do its thing in its own time. Okay, there we go. Now we are going to set this here in our flour. That seems cuckoo. Very important, okay, because this is a very wet, very soft dough right now. What the flour is going to do is it's going to help tighten it up quite a bit, and it's going to help us form this thing. If we don't do that, what we just did right there, you're not going to get a pizza. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this here, throw it out here, because this is where we start working. Set this over here, rearrange this camera a little bit, boom. Okay, so we've got our dough here. It's roughly round. We want to form the crust, the ring around the outside. How do you do that? You do that with these fingers, just here like this. So we have it floured enough. We're going to just get in here about 1 inch from the edge, and we're just going to work this in order to push a little bit of pizza out to the outside, a little bit of the dough out here, and we're just lightly stretching this. We're not going crazy. We're not going insane, and I'm not punching down the middle, as you notice. Anytime you punch something down, it's going to be harder for it to come back up. We want a little bit of airiness underneath, but we really want that ring on the outside. So this is how you achieve the ring. Okay, that's a pizza. It's not hard. Did you see that? Did you see how I did that? That's easy. Biggest thing is there's a lot of excess flour on this right now. So we have to get some of the flour off. So we are going to gently kind of toss this around a little bit. This is not hurting the dough. We're just going to move a little of this out of our way. If you were a pizza shop, you would have 2 areas, forming and then shaping kind of thing. I guess they're the same thing, but you would have floured and non-floured. So this is our non-floured section here that we're able to do. There's just a little bit of flour on this, but it's perfect. That is going to be one heck of a pizza, I'm telling you. This here doesn't have great rings, so I'm just gonna punch this side a little bit. Got a little squish. You gotta be really careful not to squish that, but yeah, look at that. That's our pizza. Okay, now we gotta transfer this to our peel, and we gotta sauce it and top it and bake it and eat it, and I'm gonna show you all that right now. So now we have to transfer our pizza dough to our pizza peel. If you put this on here, she's gonna stick. So we have to put some sort of a medium on here to keep it from sticking on this, like little ball bearings. This is some semolina flour right here. This is pizza semolina flour. I don't know if you can see the consistency. It's kind of like a very fine cornmeal. You can use cornmeal if you like. A lot of pizzas specifically use cornmeal. If you're in the Midwest, it's a lot of cornmeal. So this is a little bit more fancy, but again, it's a pizza semolina, not a pasta semolina. It's different because it's the little grainier bits. Okay, so this goes on here. We're just going to do this gently without touching our outside. I'm grabbing like this so that I don't touch the ring. Now when it gets on here, I'm going to center this up real fast. We're just going to get in and just kind of pull this out, get it going, make sure she's moving, she's slick. Okay, from this point, folks, time me. You got less than a minute. If you take longer than a minute, this thing glues itself to the peel. You don't have pizza. Name of the game here, you want pizza. Sauce. This, you saw the sauce. We're going to put a big old glop of sauce down, and we are going to sauce our pizza. We're just going to spread this out, and you just use light pressure, moving this out. Don't get it too much on the crust, because that's not where the sauce goes. I'm just going to move a little bit of this here. There we go. Speed is more important than perfection at this point, because again, you have less than a minute. We have to assemble this pizza very, very quickly. Perfectionists, pizza is not your game. Okay, that is done. Cheese. I have a Low moisture mozzarella right here. We're cooking this at 550, so that's good. If you can find whole milk, low moisture mozzarella, please leave a comment in where you found that, because dang, that's the holy grail of pizza. Can you use fresh mozzarella for these? Yes, but you're making a different pizza. That, as you see, I've done this in large shreds. I don't know what you call them. That makes a better pizza too. And pizza's a little wonky. If you want to get it a little bit less wonky, just give it a, there you go, rounder. See? Although a lot of people give bonus points for not round pizza. It's up to you. It's a preference. There you go. Don't put a massive amount of cheese on, but you want to make sure you get most of the pizza covered. No obvious spots where you missed anything. All right, we got a little parm right here. This is a pre-shredded 3-cheese blend, Parm Romano, and I believe it's Asiago, yes, in there. This isn't the best stuff in the world. If you want to pre-shave your own and the whole thing, go for it. I don't care. But this is good enough for what we're doing, so there you go. All right. One more piece. Okay, first thing down, we're doing the supreme pizza. So we're going to put our pepperoni down first. Pepperoni usually goes down first. It's flat. I don't think there's anything more complicated to it than it happens to be flat. I believe it is just the shape. I don't know. I could be wrong. And boom. Perfect number of pepperonis right there. Now, what do we got? We got our sausage. So this is three meats, 4 veggies. So this is our sausage right here. This is an uncooked piece of sausage. Yes, you can pre-cook your sausage. You do lose a little bit, though, I will tell you. So if you choose to do this, make sure you cook it enough in the oven. Otherwise, not so good. So what I did was I just made a little ball a little bit and then just kind of squished it, made it flat. It cooks a lot better that way. If you leave it as a ball, you're going to get some raw bits inside. Nobody likes raw sausage on their pizza. I checked, did a poll, not one. Okay, perfect. There you go. Next meat, ham. So we have just some sandwich ham right here. We're putting down. You can get fancy if you have like a ham steak or something. This is just some Black Forest deli ham. I had them shave off at the deli for me. It's not super thin, but not super thick. And it's a supreme pizza, so we're putting a lot of stuff on. There you go. And that's that. Boom, boom. That was just 2 slices of the ham that I diced up into this right here. Okay, next topping. Next topping is mushrooms. Yes, these are creminis that I've sliced fairly thin, but not so thin that you don't know you're getting a piece of mushroom. Spread this around, and here we go. And there it is. We are working against the clock, so I'm talking fast, I'm working fast. And every once in a while, just check to make sure she's moving. She's getting a little sticky over here. You can do this if you want. You can just kind of lift a corner if you see it sticking a little bit. See that? Okay, she's moving. I'm just going to give a little whoop over here too. It's a little more semolina. Hey, there you go. All right, I don't know why I'm channeling my inner Vinny or something. Green bell peps. Oh, you got to be careful with the green bell pepper. See the thickness right there? That's about right. This is a fresh green bell pepper. This is a delicious. But you want to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of the green bell peps on. Olives. I don't like olives. So I'm going in half. How's that? Compromise. Okay, there you go. That looks about olivey. Now, the last ingredient to go on this is our onion. I'm using a red onion. You can use yellow onion if you want. Do not use white onion or green onion. I don't know, you could use white onion, I guess, but it's different. It is different. So there's our onion. This gives it that wonderful flavor. When you go walk into a pizza place and you're like, what is that smell? It smells like pizza. It's the onion. So when this goes in the oven, you're going to be just losing your mind. A little more cheese on top. This helps hold it all together. This is the lock layer, as I call it. And right there, folks, One more pinch of this with my non-sausagey hand. And that is our 3-to-1 pizza. She's going in the oven before she locks herself to the peel. Wish me luck. Say a quick prayer to the pizza gods. And we cook this in our oven at 550 for how long? Until it's done. Okay, let's go. As you can see, folks, that's a pizza. And we put it on our pizza screen here because you want to get this up, off, and ventilated underneath so you don't kill the crust. If you put this straight on your board, in 30 seconds, you're gonna have soggy crust. No one likes soggy crust. Unless you like soggy crust, then don't use a pizza screen to put it right on the board. Either way, you're set. But these things are not expensive. You should have one if you want to make pizza. Pizza's about the tools, like, you know, pizza knives and pizza stones and stuff. So just get a screen. It's pretty easy. All right, we're going to let this sit for about 2 minutes. Then we're going to cut it and we're going to eat it. All right, it's been 2 minutes. Let's get this thing off of our screen here and onto our board. I did that. And you can do that too. It's really, really not super hard to do this. You have to know a few things and you have to have a few things. But if you do those things, you can have this anytime you want. And who doesn't want this? Come on, seriously. I mean, look at this. Oh, she's beautiful. Let's cut into this thing and start eating some pizza. But I'm going to do a couple of thumbnail things first so that I can get a nice picture for the intro of the thumbnail thing so the people will click on this video so they'll learn how to make this pizza. So hold on 1 second. All right, time to cut this thing. We have our trusty dusty, well, it's not really dusty because they keep it clean, but our trusty pizza knife. And what does a pizza knife do? It cuts pizza. You want to see? Here you go. Now, because it's a supreme pizza, it has a little bit of moisture from the green bell pepper in here. This is to be expected because we're using really, really good fresh green bell pepper. I'm cutting this into fairly small pieces because you feel more impressive when you eat 4 pieces instead of 2. So I just like a little bit smaller maybe than some others do. But pizza knife is nice because you can just make a beautiful clean slice all the way across. Just like that, and boom, you've got yourself a heck of a noise when it hits whatever it was in there. And that's pizza right there. Oh, look at how amazing this is. Oh, we pull this out and have a look. It's got really nice crust on it. It's got everything. There's tons of cheese and toppings, and oh, I can eat this thing now. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more pizza videos, subscribe and come back because I like to make a lot of pizza. If you want to see a lot of other stuff, then you definitely better subscribe because you'll find out. Because I do a lot more than pizza, but I do a lot of pizza. So if you like pizza, great. If you want something else, even better. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.